Yeah, this was obviously a fight that has been rumored for a while. I think a lot of people saw it coming in October, but there was some interesting parody there where Charles was talking about waiting out to wait for the Conor fight. Just as we continue to move forward through this division, it is a wild division. It is a very star-studded division, and in my mind, the toughest division in all of mixed martial arts. So, I think it was the right fight to make. Islam's been on a streak. Obviously, Charles is not the champion right now, but he is the champion. You've heard all of us say it. I mean, you get your title stripped because you don't make weight. Yes, I am the biggest proponent of making weight. You got to make weight, or you don't get to fight, or you shouldn't get to fight. But so he ended up losing the title, but he is our champion. So I think it's the right fight to make.
It seems like such a fascinating matchup, Michael. Who do you give the edge? Who do you think comes out of this fight, the winner?
It's a good question because I think both of their strengths are the ground game.
Yeah.
And I think if you would have asked me, a couple fights ago for Charles Oliveira, that I think Makhachev would have the edge. But I think the way Charles Oliveira is surging forward and the way he's put together his hands with his ground game to be a dual threat attack, and then coupling that with the confidence and the composure that we've seen him fight with as of late. He's not breaking. He's not getting tired. He's not conceding. He's continuing to fight like a champion and finishing guys. He's finished his last 3 opponents. And these are all world-class guys, top guys in the top 5. So I think he beats Makhachev, honestly, and then we see what happens after that.
Wow, it just feels like a fascinating matchup. I don't know if the casuals will find it to be boring, but yeah, man, I'm so pumped for that. All right, let's talk about you, Michael, because Charles was talking about Conor McGregor. So now the fact that Charles is locked up, he has his title fight. Does that open the pathways for the Michael Chandler Conor McGregor fight that the fans have wanted for so long?
I think it does. Obviously, I think the biggest thing for Conor is timeline. The guy snapped his leg. It wasn't a small injury. It required surgery, maybe multiple surgeries, titanium rod going in and all that kind of stuff. As you've seen my pursuit of the Conor McGregor fight, the Chandler versus Conor fight, in my pursuit, I'm not going to be throwing stones at the guy. I mean, the guy completely shattered his leg, and it was literally just a year ago. Have people come back quicker than he's going to come back? Yes, probably. But also, we don't know the extent of Conor's injury. All we know is he snapped it last July. We've seen him post some stuff on social media. We've seen he's getting back to training, but the sport is better in the organization, and our division of the lightweight division is better when Conor McGregor's a part of it. So, but that being said, he needs to come back at the right time. So I do think it opens the door. If Conor's coming back anytime soon, I'm not booked right now. If Conor's coming back anytime soon, I think me and Conor would make some fireworks, and it's a fight that fans want to see. I think it's the biggest fight that we can make in mixed martial arts right now. And I try to say that as humbly as possible, but I think it's a huge fight.
Huge fight. How long would you be? Well, you're a guy who likes to stay active, Michael. How long would you wait for Conor? If we're mid-July right now, do you wait for January, February, or is that just too long for you to be inactive?
Yeah, I mean, I think if Conor came out tomorrow, or his management or his doctor came out tomorrow and said Conor will definitely be back January for sure, and then subsequently he comes out and says he wants to fight me, I'll definitely wait till January, February. But at this point, I mean, if he's not coming back and there's no guarantee that fight is happening, to put those pieces of the puzzle together to make those two stars align at the right time, at the right place, I would probably have to move on, So I think me and Conor happens no matter what. Eventually it's going to happen down the line. I don't know if it's next. Next I want to put myself in line for a title. I think in my mind, Beneil Dariush was in the number 1 contender spot with him and Makhachev about the fight to become the number 1 contender. Beneil Dariush is on a 7 fight win streak, maybe. So how do you not say that Beneil Dariush might be the number one contender outside of Islam Makhachev? So essentially the number two contender. Maybe you put me and Dariush in. By the end of the year, we end up getting some answers pretty quick. You got your new champion in Makhachev or the current champion in Charles Oliveira. Then you get a clear-cut number one contender, me or Beneil Dariush. That's the fight that I see as the biggest potential and the best potential for me getting back to the title shot.
Wow. So that's really interesting to me, Mike, because that makes it clear you want to be champion, right? Because you could have sat there and said, hey, I want to fight Dustin Poirier. And not that doesn't get you closer to a title shot, because I think it probably does too, but Beneil might get you there quicker. So that's really interesting. So rather than settling this internet beef, you rather, hey, let me go get that belt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here for internet beefs. You know, I did say I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, and I am going to have a good time. But man, the Justin Gaethje fight is going to be there forever. That Poirier fight is going to be there forever. When you talk about right now, the divisions right now, how the MMA math and how the people are lining up, who's booked, who's not booked, who's injured, who's sitting on the sidelines, who's moving up to 170, who's thinking about retiring, all of these different things. It's Michael Chandler versus Beneil Dariush, the number 3 and number 5 guy in the world, who one just fought for the title as the closest guy in the division to beating Charles Oliveira. He's smashed everybody else. I was the closest guy who came to beating him.
One punch away, one punch.
Yeah, exactly. One punch, 1 millisecond away. So I think you put me and Dariush in there. Let us settle who is the next guy in line for the title. Let the other guys figure out who they're fighting. And then I fight Charles Oliveira or Makhachev the first quarter of next year, and I'm the champion.
For everything you do inside of that octagon, Michael, you are a very successful businessman outside of it, and you actually have linked up with a new company. It's called Speede Fitness. I like the title. You are the chief athletic officer. Tell me what you guys have going on. It looks like something that's just kind of getting people in shape.
Yes, getting people in shape. So essentially it's a freestanding motor and cable driven machine with a ton of AI on it. It's got a big, huge screen, and we have a bunch of different modes where it goes isotonic, where you're basically just moving the cables, or you're moving the load, the weights at a consistent amount. And then we have an eccentric, when we have a nemesis mode, where studies have actually shown that you're stronger on the eccentric whenever it's coming down. So let's say you're doing a bench press. When that weight is coming down on top of you, you're actually stronger there than you are on the way up. So what the engineers at Hatch Development, and when I tell you engineers, I mean absolute genius rocket scientists. You have conversations with these guys and your brain feels like it's about to explode. They are that smart.
Wow.
And where we've done studies, and the studies have shown, and they have tweaked this machine and made it into such that during the eccentric mode, in the nemesis mode, the machine is actually pulling against you. Therefore, you're doing more weight on the eccentric and less weight on the concentric. So it's almost like the exact opposite of traditional weightlifting, but you're still getting the added benefits of getting stronger. And then also there's a recovery mode. And then we just have a bunch of awesome people involved. Like you said, I am the chief athletic officer. So I am in charge of contacting and connecting with our athlete roster that we have. Yeah. When you talk about Cole Kmet, you talk about Justin Fields, you're talking about guys who are in the MLB, the NFL.
Oh, so this is not even just an MMA thing, Michael, that you have you're the star quarterback. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I'm the only MMA fighter on the roster currently.
Oh, cool.
And of course, once we really launch, we're gonna launch in September, and everybody can go to speed.fit. Right now, there's actually an Indiegogo campaign right now going on. There's only about 10 days left on it, and we've already sold a bunch of units. Right now is the best time to get in on a Speed Challenger machine, the machine that we will take to market in September. Pre-orders are coming in like crazy, and just going. We were just at Ursa in Miami a couple weeks ago, and just the response that we got. Not to toot our own horn, but there was people coming to our booth trying out the Speed machine and saying there's nothing that they've ever seen like it. It's similar to other machines on the market, but it's so much better, so much more advanced, and it's going to push you so much more than you ever have. So I think it's the best piece of fitness equipment that we're going to see in the next 10 years. And I'm so blessed to be a part of it.